So, reading the Bible a couple years ago, I kind of realized that sometimes we become immune by some of the power that's behind the stories in the Bible. Through time, we sometimes tend to become unaffected by the message that the story is trying to convey. Especially being brought up in the church, we repeatedly hear these stories either at home, at church, at school, if it may be. And sometimes we hear it so often it goes in one ear and out the other. And the true message and power behind it gets lost. This kind of became known to me when I was kind of reading one of the stories in the gospel. It's when Jesus calms the storm. And I was kind of just reading it, and I started asking myself, why are these disciples so scared? Jesus is right there with them. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's when Jesus calms the storm. It's found in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. I will quickly read it from Mark, just so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. So it's found in Mark chapter 4, starting in verse 35. It's that day when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was, in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat, so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" So after reading that, I kept asking myself, why are these disciples so scared? Jesus, all-powerful Creator, is right next to them. Where's their faith? They begin to doubt. They hit one time in their life where things are rocky and their faith just begins to dwindle. The interesting part about it, though, is that verses or chapters before that certain story, you can read in the Gospels how Jesus was performing miracles, telling parables. He was showing those around him his love, his power, who he is. Disciples saw this, they witnessed this. But yet, moments afterwards, with the waves and the winds, kind of seems to just go out the door. And they begin to question, they begin to doubt and cry out. But I also began to think to myself, who am I to judge and to criticize these disciples? Well, you know what? I do the exact same thing. I am so blessed in my life with wonderful family, amazing friends, great career, roof over my head, food to eat, health. Those are my miracles. Those are my blessings. I witness them on a daily basis. But yet I hit a time in my life where the winds and the waves are just all around me, surrounding me, and I get scared. I start crying out. And it's my faith that begins to dwindle, and my doubt that seems to grow. But when I realized this, I challenged myself and I said, hold on to him. Let your faith grow so that your relationship with God can grow. Realize that he's right there next to you, holding your hand. Even though at times you may seem that you are alone, you're not. It may be chaos all around you, but there's peace in him. So let your faith grow. Use those times to strengthen your relationship. That's something I'm still working on. So I wrote a quick poem that I want to share with you guys. It's just my thoughts. Lord, save me. I'm going to drown. For these winds and these waves beat me down. I'm scared, I'm tossed. Without your power, Lord, I'm surely lost. But how do you sleep while the storm keeps me in waters deep? Don't you care about my life, my well-being? Or is this my chance into growth I'm seeing? For thinking and knowing and realizing of what little faith of mine reflects the same fear in that time. For just as you perform miracles in the eyes of your followers, you show me your presence, your love, and daily wonders. So I need to hold on to what has gone on before my existence, and with full strength push aside fear's persistence. For you were there and will be for me. All powerful, who was and is and always will be. God bless.